and murder. Murder, murder, kill. I said kill and murder. Murder, murder, kill. I said sexual harassment, sexual harassment, rape, yeah. Rape and murder. Murder and kill. Said sexual harassment, sexual harassment, rape, rape. Rape and murder, kill, said a murder, kill, a murder, murder, kill, said a kill and murder, a sexual harassment, rape, a whole lot of rape, a sexual master, murder, kill and murder, a murder, I kill, a murder, kill, rape and murder, sexual harassment, murder, kill.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, today we just want to give a shout out to Ryan Johns at Johns Gang on TikTok. That video what we just played was courtesy of Ryan Johns. Y'all check his TikTok out.
When we saw it, we had to reach out to see if we can get permission to play that video. And it actually fit right in line with what we are going to be talking about today. Right now on planet Earth, what we as a human collective are trying to do, not trying because it's going to succeed.
It is.
Mach 2.
It was written.
Is for us to be able to evolve humanity. In this process, we're seeing people speak about racial inequality, racial injustice, and we're also going to be talking on something that we believe is going to be the second phase to the human evolution, and it's being responsible for the BS that we're placing into our ears. I mean, murder,
kill, rape and murder, sexual assault.
Is this really what
kill?
Is this really what we as a human collective want to continue to place into our subconscious mind?
No.
On this segment, we're going to talk about what you put inside of yourself is what's going to come out.
That's right.
Let's dive deep on this topic. The power has been with you all along.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, today we want to talk about the power of the subconscious mind, and it is very powerful. We've learned that whatever you put in, through your five senses, what you're listening to, what you're seeing, the people that you hang around, even down to the food that you put in your body, whatever you put in, that's the reality that you will create. So today we want to go touch bases on a topic that the whole world is experiencing now. Black, white, Mexican, Latina, all races. Nobody is lost in this, right? We have to take ownership of what we're listening to. This murder music that we listen to, the kill, rape and murder in our communities. We're letting our children pump this music, and it's acceptable. It's time to put a stop to this. That's where it starts at. As a race, we have to stop what we're putting in. And your children, I've learned this, your children do what they see you do. Not what you tell them. They do what they see you do. And that's where it has to begin. It has to begin with us. We have to stop feeding ourselves with this negativity, all of this anger and racism, and just straight
it's
nonsense. It's time to stop.
What we're talking about today is a simple notion. We as a whole are choosing to change. So one of the things that I know a lot of people are noticing now is human collective is deciding to say the old world of colonization, something that was acceptable for the last probably 400 years on planet Earth. The belief that if I had the strongest army and the most currency, that I have the ability to steal your land. Now, if you are one of those people that believe that that reality has to stop, then you should also believe that we as a humanity have to stop the BS or the belief system that we should be able to play whatever kind of music that we want to listen to. Listen, I want to express this from the souls of me and my wife. See, we had to make a hard decision to no longer listen to that music.
That's right.
See, I grew up in the era of Young Jeezy, right? And it glorified
Yes.
cocaine, baby, making money off the trap house, you know? And as a young person who was not spiritually developed, I actually believed that
Yes.
lifestyle.
It's real.
It's real. And the more that I heard it was trap or die, trap or die, trap or die, that became the dominant thought in my subconscious mind. And that led to a 19-year-old being convicted of robbery and going to prison.
That's right.
Now, I have to, now that I am a spiritual being living the experience of a human, I have to also teach my children and also express or let emotions out, which is energy in motion, to tell the viewers and to tell everyone that I have the ability to talk to from my platform and my wife's platform, to be able to say, hey, I hear you saying Black Lives Matter, and I agree 100%. I even understand why you're saying that. But at that same notion, the blacks and the whites and every other ethnicity that's saying it, within our collective or our separate groups that humanity has created,
Right.
we have to take responsibility for what we're creating. See, listen, if you go to Chicago or Montgomery, Alabama, or Savannah, Georgia, you know, wherever these spots are at that are heavily condensed with violence, and that violence is usually perpetrated amongst people that look like yourselves. Did you notice what they all collaboratively listen to? And it sounds a little something like this. Shoot a nigga in the face. What? Shoot his mama in the face. What?
Killer, killer.
Killer.
It's crazy.
Crackpot. And then you ask yourself, why in the world is all of this violence in our community?
That's why. That's what started it.
Now, I'm not saying that the white supremacist or the systematic racism system is not in effect. It is. But what about the other half of it? What about the part that you do have control over? See, it's funny to me that a lot of these celebrities, these rap artists who make millions of dollars off of expressing to themselves and to all people that which is the sound that a fork makes on the bottom of a Pyrex. I know, I've sold crack before. You see? I understand that what you're doing is damaging the same community that once a police officer kills a black person, that you're saying needs to be fixing. Now, what does that do? How does that relate to the spiritual awakening journey? How does that relate to what me and Starla always are speaking of? It's simple. It's having to have the knowledge to know that what you put inside of yourself is what you are going to produce.
That's right.
I wanted to say this. I've never seen a person take an apple seed, plant that apple seed into the soil, and reap oranges. It just doesn't work.
No.
So on our journey, we've realized that if I really wanted to see that change outside of myself, I wanted my harvest to be a different harvest, then I had to plant different seeds.
That's right. And also, this is another thing that I wanted to say was, if y'all ever heard of the quote, adapt or die. So I just want everybody, the whole collective, being that this movement is going on right now, everybody's the white, the black, everybody's coming together. We're all wanting unity. We're all seeing that the injustices has been done, that don't support these rappers and these negative musics. I mean, it starts with us. Just don't buy their music. They're either gonna have to change or they won't be there any longer. If we don't support them, they can't rap
exist.
this negativity.
Correct.
And all of that subconscious programming at a young age, it will go away and there will be no more. But we cannot keep supporting these people. Join us. We're not going to support them.
Not at all. And what we're trying to say is, listen, I know it's hard.
It's hard.
And it's hard. It's hard not to listen to the music that sounds good and makes you want to move like Mr. What was his name again? Ryan was expressing. He knew that music sounded negative,
Sounded good.
but it's catchy, right? But in that same notion, it's hard as well to stop benefiting off of oppression of people. See, you guys, what we understand in duality is simple. It's two sides to the coin.
It is. It's two sides, both at fault.
If my outside is clean, but my inside is rotten, then I am rotten. And that goes on both sides.
That's right.
We as humanity, the one race, the human race, has to come together and say, listen, we're going to put a list of things that are not serving humanity any longer. And once we see that list, step by step, it's not something that's going to happen overnight.
No.
But step by step, we will elevate ourselves to another evolution of humanity. One that we take responsibility of what goes inside of our subconscious mind, which is the Creator's mind. See, we are here to produce or create the fifth dimension.
That's right.
The age of Aquarius. The vibration and frequency of love.
And it's here right now.
And it's here. I mean, you go on any TV station and you can see that change is imminent and it cannot be stopped. But the question is, and this is the big question, how much change do you want to see in this planet? Do you want to stop police brutality but still see Bloods and Crips and Vice Lords and GDs kill each other? Mothers die, fathers die, children die. People are incarcerated for the in the pot. And from the in your pot, you're making other people become drug addicts.
That's right.
You're making young children believe
Take ownership.
It's just taking ownership. You guys, the time is now. There's no more time to play. Playtime is done. It's the time, it's right now. And we're saying this to those that are not on your spiritual awakening journey, but just want to see change. And we're sure enough speaking to the collective, you know, those that understand the higher dimensions of consciousness. It's your duty as a human to access your being and to unite the two so that we can have peace on planet Earth. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, like we always say, live, love, and laugh. And namaste, namaste, namaste. Peace.
Peace, everybody.
Hey, how about love him to his face, hug him to his face, bless him to his face. And when we do that, we will create the fifth dimension.
That's right. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Peace.